What managers actually risk when they promote someone. When a manager promotes someone, they're not just making a people decision. They're making a career decision about themselves. Because if that promotion goes wrong, it doesn't just affect the employee, it reflects back on the manager in ways most employees never see. Today, I want to explain what managers are actually risking when they promote someone, why this shapes who gets opportunities, and how understanding this changes the way you position yourself at work. This isn't about favoritism, it's about risk. Section 1, promotions are risk decisions, not rewards. Most employees think promotions are about recognition. From a manager's seat, promotions are about exposure. When a manager promotes someone, they are effectively saying, I trust this person to represent my judgment. If the promoted employee struggles, misses deadlines, creates conflict, or needs constant rescue, the unspoken question becomes, why did you choose them? Managers are not evaluated in isolation. They are evaluated through the performance of the people they elevate. That's the first risk. Section 2, the reputation risk, the quiet one. Every manager has a reputation, whether they talk about it or not. Promotions affect that reputation in three ways: how senior leadership views their judgment, how peers view their decision making, how future recommendations from that manager are trusted. One weak promotion can quietly label a manager as too soft, poor at assessing readiness, not strategic with talent. That label doesn't show up in writing, but it shows up in future influence. So managers become cautious, not because they don't want to help people, but because reputational damage is slow to repair. Section 3, the operational risk, who picks up the slack. When someone is promoted and struggles, the work doesn't disappear, it moves. And almost always it moves upward to the manager. That means extra check-ins, re-explaining decisions, fixing mistakes quietly, shielding leadership from issues. Managers ask themselves one key question before promoting: will this make my workload lighter or heavier? This is why people who appear low maintenance often get opportunities faster, not because they're better, but because they're predictable. Section 4, the visibility risk. Failure is never private. Here's something most employees don't realize. When a promoted employee fails, the failure is never private. Leadership notices, missed deadlines, confusion in meetings, delayed decisions, increased escalations, and they connect the dots. The manager becomes part of the story. That's why managers prefer people whose work is easy to explain, easy to defend, easy to summarize upward. If your value can't be repeated in one sentence, you feel risky, even if you're talented. Section 5, why high potential is risky language. Managers rarely promote based on potential alone. Potential requires time, coaching, tolerance for mistakes, political cover. What they look for instead is demonstrated stability under pressure, someone who doesn't freeze when priorities shift, doesn't escalate every decision, doesn't need constant reassurance. Potential is exciting, reliability is promotable. Section 6, what this means for employees. If you want to be promoted, the question isn't, how impressive am I? It's, how risky do I appear to the person who would sponsor me? Managers are scanning for people who reduce uncertainty, make outcomes predictable, protect their credibility upward. This is why clear communicators advance faster. People who anticipate problems gain trust. Those who close loops stand out quietly, not because they work harder, but because they lower risk. Section 7, the sentence test. Here's a test most managers subconsciously apply. Can I explain why I promoted this person in one sentence? If the sentence is clear, repeatable, and defensible, the promotion feels safe. If the sentence sounds vague, emotional, or complicated, the promotion stalls. This has nothing to do with liking someone. It has everything to do with clarity under scrutiny. Managers don't promote based on effort alone. They promote based on what they're willing to risk. When you understand that, work stops feeling unfair and starts feeling legible. because promotions aren't about being the smartest person in the room. They're about being the safest decision when it matters. Once you understand the risk managers carry, you can start positioning yourself as someone who makes that risk easier to take.